Subtraction is a film by Mani Hagihi. Also wrote a movie with Asghar Farhadi called Fireworks Wednesday. So I've been trying to get into more Iranian films, and this one popped up on the Canopy app, so it sounded intriguing. This one's about doppelgangers, so I wasn't really sure where it was going to go, but this one's about Farzaneh. She is a housewife who's pregnant, and while she has a driving instructor business, she teaches people how to drive, and while she's doing a thing, she sees her husband on the bus, and that's kind of weird, and she decides to follow her husband to an apartment building that she's never been to, and then she goes in there and follows him up. Doesn't follow him up, but she watches to see, and she can see the apartment where he's with another woman. So they're yelling or fighting, and she's convinced her husband Halal is having an affair. So Jalal basically denies it, of course, the next day. She basically, is having trouble with the baby. She's having some issues with medicine, and it might be a hallucination, perhaps. Her husband even gives her a receipt that he was at a bank, not even in town, at the time that she followed this other man. So she decides to go again with her father-in-law, and when they go up, or maybe her father, it's her father, I think, and then they go up there and they find a doppelganger of Halal named Monsen. He looks exactly like her husband, and it's weird. And she's freaked out, and then she later finds out that Monsen's married to Bita. She is actually a doppelganger of her. Maybe the hair's a little bit different, but it's weird that the two of them. It's a million to one to find someone that looks a lot like you, a doppelganger that looks kind of like you, but to have two that are also married in the same city or town is even more awkward. This movie is really deep. I think it's a lot deeper than it's supposed to be. This movie was banned for being really controversial because it's Iran, but you don't watch the movie for face value of what happens. Doppelganger movies are usually about something else going on. They're usually a metaphor for something else. My biggest comparison is probably got to be Denis Villeneuve's Enemy. That movie is about a school teacher who rents a movie and spots a background actor that looks like him and tries to find him. He's married with a pregnant woman as well, and his doppelganger wants to switch though. So it turns into a weird kind of thing where blackmail or whatever, and it's definitely not just about two guys swapping places, like twins swapping places. There's definitely more going on as a metaphor, and this movie is the same. This movie has stuff going on. Basically, each of the families has their own little drama going on. Farzaneh is worried about her baby, and she wants to take the pills, but they're going to hurt her baby, but she thinks it's a hallucination. Until she finally gets like some proof that they look alike, but they're not brothers, and neither is her and Bita. And then Bita follows and finds Halal. She gets freaked out, but then so there's something going on with her family as well. Monsen has a really big temper, and his boss asked him if he was taking bribes, so he decided to beat him up and refuses to apologize. If he can apologize, then it'll be over, but if he can't, his family is going to be sent to transferred to another branch in a crappier city probably. So Halal offers to take the place of the husband and do the apology with Bita, because Monsen's too stubborn, and they manage to do it, but then it keeps going, and it gets really melodramatic. There's some amateurish choices whenever something bad is going to happen. There's like this big rain, thunder crack that's just really cliche. But if you watch the movie and just take it for face value, it's a very melodramatic film about people trying to replace each other. But if you were to take away the doppelganger sort of aspect, this movie could just be a very normal run-of-the-mill drama about two divorced couples moving on, meeting new people, and rejecting the second partner or whatever. In the same way that, like, let's say a couple divorces and they have a young 10-year-old, and the 10-year-old's trying to get used to the new stepfather, and then you could say the stepfather's trying to replace the father, and they don't like that, and they clash. It'd be something like that. I'm pretty sure, you know, even if this wasn't intentional, that shows how good this movie is, because it's allowing interpretation into the plot. It's not just a doppelganger storyline messing around with people, switching places. It's also about the family unit. It's about masculinity. It's about replacing family roles. I think this was definitely meant to be part of the film, so even if it's not, I interpret it that way. Either way, though, the movie's kind of long, and definitely a little bit too melodramatic near the end with some of the stuff going on. It definitely feels like a soap opera by the end, and they sort of end it in a weird place. Overall, it's an intriguing film, definitely one to mull over. It's definitely not a simple film to just watch. So I give Subtraction a 6 out of 10.